Good morning, welcome to day 52 of your daily wellness. So today we're going to do a session on grounding. So it's going to be mostly a kind of a meditation, just to help us get a little bit more stable and balanced. So a lot of the time, particularly at the moment when all this is going on and we're starting to lose our minds a little bit, being at home so much and kind of losing sense of reality, what the real world is, you kind of forget what real life even is anymore. Is a really good time to get grounded. So taking a moment to, like always, get comfortable. Settle in. If you want a cushion to sit on, get one. Having a little bit more mindfulness on this in particular, taking a little bit more time today. Maybe try a different position. Try and choose somewhere where you can fidget, maybe a little bit less. Allow yourself a little fidget before we come to that stillness. If you want to do a few stretches, take a few stretches, reach over, take a few side stretches. Maybe, hear my back crack. Maybe do a little bit of movement through the neck. Start to really connect with the body and with this moment. So there's going to be thoughts always going through your head. Always. This is the monkey mind. This is being human. But we can allow them to pass, but keep bringing focus back to now, back to the moment, back to the body, the physical body, this grounding physical entity that is your body. So for a moment, as we are in our seated position, just give your toes a little wiggle and connect with the sensation in the feet. We often forget the sort of far-reaching parts of our body. Notice, depending on how you're sitting, how the weight is in your feet. So for me, I'm cross-legged. I can feel the weight along the outside edges of the feet. More in one foot than the other, where the weight is sitting on the ankle. Notice if any of the lower leg is on the floor, or where the weight is through the lower legs, and how your knees are feeling. The angle of the knees, can you feel bunched fabric behind the knee? Can you feel the stretch over the knee joint? And how are your legs feeling? So I had leg day, so I'm feeling not necessarily sore, but I can feel my quads. You know that sensation? So take a moment to notice how your legs in general are feeling. If you want to, like I'm doing here, you can kind of give them a bit of a rub just to connect with that, or like when we did the self-massage, take the fists and just gently tap them up and down the legs. Take a moment on your legs. Noticing what your hips are like. Is there tension through the hips? Do you need to have a little wiggle there? Notice the way that the weight is distributed between your sit bones or your butt. Are we more weight on the left side or the right side? Can you feel the fabric of your clothes pressing into your skin? As you start to get a little bit of length, always a bit of length, notice how you feel in the lower abdomen. Can you feel this kind of gentle tuck, this lift, this pelvic lift as we lengthen? Or are you completely kind of dumping down into the floor? If you are kind of dumping down, that's fine, that's natural. But just start to get a little squeeze, maybe like a 10% lift coming up from the floor. Feel that little activation through the lower abdominals, and then as you lengthen up further, a little bit more, and as you tuck the ribs, a little bit more. How's your belly feeling today? Have we been exercising? Do you feel nice and flat? Can you feel your abdominals? Or maybe you feel bloated, or maybe you're just noticing that you can feel the way that the clothes are resting, where they're resting. Maybe they cut in, maybe they don't. Notice how your back feels, your lower back. Can you feel tension there, or are we nice and free? and starting to lengthen up through the upper back, through the rib cage, again with that little tuck of the lower ribs. The shoulders are back and down. Notice if you can feel that gentle activation between the shoulder blades. If you can't, just give it a little, again, just a 10% squeeze. And try and pull the shoulders down a little. Fidget if you need to. Notice if you've got that tension through the traps. This is where we hold it not only when we're stressed, but through a lot of training. Even if you're not training upper body, when you're doing a lot of deadlifts and things and squats and holding a weight here, we still tend to get that activation here, and we can cause a lot of tension through the traps. So do what you need to do for a minute, take some rolls or a few shrugs, whatever you want to do. Moving up through the neck, how's your neck feeling? Are we free, or have we got some reduced movement through the neck? Just notice it, work it out a little, take a bit of movement, what you need. And the same with the head and your face. Are you frowning a little bit? Are you squinting? Are you pursing the lips? I think that was pursing lips. Are you smiling? Just notice what your face is doing. And if it's doing something frowny or something that's a more negative facial expression, just lighten it up. Literally just let it go. Lighten it up a minute. And then lift the corners of the mouth. Don't have to have a full-on smile. I don't know why I did that. You can just do a little smile. Take that fidget. Settle in, connect with every part of your body, working down the shoulders as well. As we come down into the arms, maybe if you've trained arms recently, you're going to feel your biceps and triceps, or maybe some elbow strain, or maybe they're fine. Down the forearms and wrists. How the hands, if we've been hunched over typing or doing phone things, stretch them out, give them a wiggle. Sometimes even just stretching the hands out is enough to be like, oh, yeah. Give them a little moment, shake them out. So now the body, we've connected with every part of it. Going to close your eyes. Try and keep bringing awareness back to different parts of the body. Every time a thought comes, work your way up from the feet like I did. Your toes, move through the feet, the ankles, the lower legs, work up the body, all through the head and then down the arms. Each time a thought comes, just move the body, connect with the physical world, this physical sensation. I'm going to talk you through something else as well as we do this. So as you are in your seated position, and I spoke when we were in the lower body about feeling the weight distribution. So we're coming back to that sensation. The areas of your body that are touching the floor. And imagine that we are like a tree or a shrub or a flower or whatever plant you want to think of. And the areas that are touching the floor are where we shoot down our roots. So as you breathe, imagine, visualize these firstly little tiny hair roots coming out from the parts of your body touching the floor, wiggling their way out of you into the earth, grounding you into the earth. And as they come, as they connect, as they grow, they get bigger, more stable, more solid, really connecting you to the earth. If you're sitting cross-legged like me, or however you're sitting, really feel the weight of your legs increase as you have this solid foundation, this solid connection, this grounding down. And although, like a plant, we ground down, it doesn't pull everything down. The plant still grows up to the sky. So as we ground through sit bones or feet or knees or wherever's touching the floor, start to feel this length as well, this uncurling through the spine. Like when you watch these nature programs and they speed up the shot of a plant uncurling towards the sun, this is what we're trying to do through our body. We're uncurling up. Notice the length. Notice how much easier you breathe when you've got this length. You can keep a little bit of motion if you want to, but try not to actually fidget. So there's a difference between a little rock from side to side and changing position and, you know, sort of playing with the fabric on your clothes or something. So try and maybe take a gentle sway if you want a little movement. Otherwise, find stillness and just notice this opposing energy, this grounding down, this heaviness through the legs or wherever's touching the floor, holding you down, and then this growth up, this lengthening up. And breathe. Connecting with the natural rhythm of your breath. Keep coming back to the physical sensation in the body. As the thoughts come, check in with another body part. As the thoughts come, check in with another body part, or wiggle the fingers or toes, or have a little movement ears to shoulder, or look as if looking over the shoulders. We're not just mindlessly fidgeting, we're using a bit of movement or a bit of connection to body to bring your mind back into your physical self. And take a moment to be okay with this stillness. Every time we stop and be still, it doesn't mean your mind has to shoot off at 1,000,000 miles an hour. You can stop and be still and still be physical, still be grounded, still be in your body by being more mindful like this. So keep going. Notice how your belly moves with your breath. Depending on how you're sitting and your posture and your breathing, you may even notice a gentle shift in weight as you breathe. When the thoughts come, imagine them passing through and leaving, and you come back to a sensation in your body. Sticking with this for just a few more breaths. Keep coming back to the sound of my voice or the sound of your breath, to your body, to the sensation in your body. And when you're ready, you can gently bat your eyelids open. Take a moment to acclimatize. Take another few moments to again have another fidget. Maybe that this point is where we do a little bit more. Maybe we take a few stretches to the side. Just lengthen up and around. Following the gaze over the shoulder. Little kind of yoga stretch at the end. Same on the other side. Maybe bring one hand to the side, reach up and over, feel that grounding, that connection through the opposite hip and that uncurling. And the same on the other side. And notice how sometimes when we do this move in yoga, you do feel like you're coming up all the time, but because of the mindfulness we've just done, you may find it a bit easier to stay grounded. Release it down. Lastly, maybe a few seated cat-cow. So as you inhale, the chest comes forward, the head comes back. Open through the chest as you exhale. Drop the chin, send the back backwards. Give me 2 more breaths in cat-cow. Good. So thank you for joining me. Use this sort of grounding practice or a version of whenever you feel like you're starting to get stressed, or when you get that general anxiety and you're not even sure why you're anxious, or even if you do know why you're anxious, when you feel like you're losing it a little bit, when you're losing control of yourself, this is a good way to actually just let all that stuff float away a minute, come back into your physical body and get a little bit of perspective. And just be present and mindful in the moment. So thank you again for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow for our next dose of daily wellness.